original intention was to play here, thinking that that prevents G3, but it doesn't prevent G3 because after this is taken, bishop attacks queen, queen moves, and then knight check, and queen takes queen. So I actually saw that right after I made the queen move, but
yeah.
But I didn't mind too much because I knew I could always yeah. I knew
Did you even for a split second? He went back to D8. Did you at all consider going like to the side by any chance? I was wondering if you were considering that at all.
I didn't take it very seriously. It just looks weird.
Yeah, it looks too weird, right? Because I can probably play like A3 and B4, even B4 right away. B4 right away I was thinking about doing, but okay, you play queen D8.
So yeah, sorry, she attacked the queen and I went back.
Oh, right.
But I wasn't, even though I made a sort of a mistake in my analysis, I wasn't like terribly upset because I thought she might not have a better move than repeating anyway, and then I could change my mind if I didn't want to draw. But she didn't want to draw.
No, I was really relieved to that, because I thought F5 was really pretty dangerous for me, so I was relieved to have a new position, and I played
D3.
D3, right?
Yeah. Now
Just start getting my pieces out.
All right, so I played obvious move, attack the knight. But I was a bit startled when she played her next move.
Yeah, some of the games in this tournament, I was getting a lot of draws, so I thought that I would try to play very bravely this game. And so I played bishop d2 here, which is sacrificing a piece after pawn takes g4. Queen takes g4, I'm threatening mate on g7. And it's quite difficult to stop, right? Like,
well, they can't push because
you can't play
of the
g6,
sack.
I take it.
You can't defend with a knight because of that sack.
Right, and then so the only reason, and rook f7 is
Allows at some point knight here.
yeah is very ugly looking after bishop h7 and knight d5 or knight d5. So rook f6 looks like the normal move, inviting me to capture on f6 with the bishop because then I'll get an exchange, but I already sacked a piece and I'll lose my great bishop. So instead, in this position, among other things, the reason I played this without thinking that much is because I noticed that I have this move rook e2, and if nothing else, I haven't calculated it yet that much, but maybe I have to do something even crazier like knight g5. But after rook e2, black has almost no moves, and I'm just going to play rook e1, and all my pieces are in the game.
The problem is I can't even, I have to actually spend a move just to try to force her to take the rook. And then I'm only up 2 pieces for rook and pawn, but she has a huge lead in development.
Yeah, these guys.
So that should be, that's too much compensation for too little material. It's too good for her.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it.
Yeah, unfortunately, so I kept this free move, developed my piece, but unfortunately, definitely doesn't have to take on g4. In fact, I suspected that he wouldn't because it looked very ugly. So instead, he just plays bishop d4, and now I'm forced to trade this bishop. But here, he has time to finish his development before anything drastic happens. So. Yeah. I played queen h5. So why not? Maybe something good will happen. Bishop d7. Yeah, so I threatened checkmate on g5, on h7.
So for the second time in the game, I totally missed her idea of sacking a piece because I didn't know why the hell did she do that. I just chased the knight away, but she had a beautiful move, h4. Second time piece is off in this game. And again, I can't take it.
So you can take this one either.
If I take.
I don't think neither. I mean, I didn't really look at this analyze this that much. It just looked. I looked maybe at some variations, but I couldn't see anything here.
Yeah, basically, G6 and mate is very hard to prevent. I mean, maybe I can weasel out with losing some material, but it's not gonna save the game.
Yeah.
So that was very clever. So for the second time, I declined a piece to exercise this game.
So instead he played knight e6. Yeah. We're going to trade some stuff off. And then we just analyzed possibility of playing knight g6, and it's very complicated, right? But we don't have to look at that. So I just took. And now I think probably white has some positional advantage here.
I think that seems to be true based on what we were looking at, because this square is weak, this pawn is weak. But I have a nice bishop too. It's not all one-sided, but on balance, white has more pluses than black.
Yeah. Probably the main problem I had a big disadvantage in time here, which is bad because this position is far from clear, and you need time to figure out how to play accurately here for white. So I played rook e3, and
where I played knight e4.
Knight e4, yeah.
Okay, see, she doesn't care about this pawn. Even though I was threatening pawn, she correctly didn't take it. I think if I take it, I think just rook d1.
I think rook d1 wins, yeah.
Because if the knight moves, there's discoveries that the bishop.
The knight moves, I think the knight over the d8, right? So, yeah, I thought this was looking pretty good for me. You know, looking at variations like bishop e4, rook g3, looks pretty attractive. But still, after queen e6, you still have to play very well. After bishop takes e4, to here, and this is the first place probably where I missed one of my chances to convert this advantage. I shouldn't play here. The best move, I saw that my knight was in take, so I moved it, exactly. But much stronger is d3. Yeah, so this is a very strong move because
if I take this knight, this bishop can be taken because of the pin here.
Which my father pointed out to me. Because yeah, queen takes e5, rook takes e4, so there's no need to move my knight right away. And it saves time because the knight is beautiful on e5. Right.
Yeah. So that would give white some advantage.
That was the best move. So I played I played knight c4, and then
I put the queen here, which is defending here and keeps the pressure on the pawn, and it's just a nice position for the queen.
So I pushed it.
Right, but that makes it so that if this pawn moves, then this pawn will be en prise. So here I felt I was getting in trouble.
Yeah. So after d3, bishop d5.
Mm-hmm.
So I put my knight back on e5.
Right. So now white is threatening to play f4 with a wonderful bind, but I do it first.
Right. And so now I play rook e2. I mean, briefly I consider rook h3, but then the endgame rook is very bad, so I have to play rook e2. And here probably, maybe the best thing for black to do is to play f3, because I think I have to take here. If I move the rook, he can take on g2. Threatening mate, right? Or mating. And if knight takes, there's just more options for black. Maybe black can take on c3 even, right? So probably pawn takes is the best. And then it seems like it's like a pretty forced variation. Bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes, rook takes, and it's an endgame. Probably going to be a draw. Everything's getting traded off.
Right. So at this point I was no longer wanting to draw, partly because I was ahead of time, but objectively I probably should go for the draw at this point.
Yeah. Instead, I mean, it's kind of a really messy position. Because notice I'm also running knight d7. The knight d7 is never effective because first of all, black can always play queen f7, and also there's just so many threats against white as well. But he stopped knight d7 with rook d8, and now I played f3 because I was worried about black playing f3. But of course, this move is a concession as well because it cuts off some squares for my pieces and makes the dark squares weak.
But it's probably correct because otherwise I can draw, whereas this way white is a little better.
Right.
Probably you're correct. Okay, so I play c5 so that if she ever plays d4, she'll have an isolated pawn.
And now this is the moment where we think white should play.
Well, listen, I mean, you actually played here, but I guess there's no particular need. You can do, we were analyzing it on the turn later, but
Oh, really?
you could do it now.
Okay, yeah. Probably, what did you do after King F1? You played
I
Bishop
played
B7?
Bishop B7.
But maybe it makes some sense with these moves, actually.
Okay.
This is looking. So after King F1, Bishop B7, probably white should go Knight G6. I was worried because I thought that the knight had to stay on E5 because of this pawn. I looked like my position would fall apart after I lost this pawn. But we just analyzed this, and I think that it's probably good for white. After Rook E8, defending the pawn on E6, yeah, white plays this really very nice move, Rook E5, so that the queen can't take on C3 anymore. And now, and also the rook on E8 is hanging in many variations. So like for instance, if I take on D3, you can like take on F4, and the rook on E8